everybody, Luigi Fan Quado 1 here once again, and happy 14th anniversary Plants vs. Zombies! Holy moly! Didn't think we'd be here, but here we are. And to commemorate this occasion, even though I'm a day late, I thought I'd showcase off the Plants vs. Zombies plush collection once again, because we've got a lot of new plush, and why not recap on some of the older zombies and plants too, shall we? Starting off, we have Pea Shooter by Linksin. Here is another Pea Shooter that I own. This one's very floppy, not as sturdy as this one. He did have a tag at one point, but not entirely sure what he is. He's probably just a re-release, but could be wrong, could be right, might be Linksin, might not be, who knows, might be a bootleg, I don't know. Also in the Pea Shooter department is this Jazwares Pea Shooter. He originally made noise, but not anymore. And here is the Linksin Sunflower, also known to the fans as Sunflower Stein at one point, but she's not a doctor. And here is the Jazwares Sunflower. Next is the Linksin Cherry Bomb. Here is the single cherry bomb, or the apple bomb, or whatever you want to call it. I know way back in the day I called it the apple bomb because it does not look like a cherry bomb. I mean, it looks more like a weed from Garden Warfare 2 than anything else. Regardless, the apple bomb name kind of stuck, and so single cherry, or whatever you want to call him. Heck, if you want to call him Ted, call him Ted. I don't care. He's still an apple bomb to me. Here is the Pippi Girl Walnut. And for comparison, here is a Linksin Walnut. Might be bootlegged, might not be. Not too sure with this one. And here is a teeny tiny PopCap Games Walnut. Here is a Potato Mine by Linksin, as well as a bootleg Potato Mine, who is smaller in size. Next up by Linksin is Snowpea. Here is a Chomper plush by Linksin. Note the yellow spikes. From Jazwares, here is another Chomper. Here is a little crocheted puff shroom plush. I have 12. Here is the Linksin Sun Shroom. Here is Fume Shroom by Linksin, one of my favorites. Here is a Hypno Shroom. Might be bootleg, probably is, but there is a Linksin 2 plush that's based off of it. Here is the infamous Scaredy Shroom, custom plush. Still really cute. Will we ever save him? A custom plush of Ice Shroom. Here is a Linksin Doomshroom plush, although it doesn't have its tag. Next up is the Lily Pad, the poor Lily Pad, made by Heliworld, and I feel so bad for this guy. His eyes are all chipped from going in the pool too many times, and with most plush it's okay to put him in the water, but with this one, no it wasn't. And he needs some serious work done on his eyes, you know? I just feel bad. Next is the Linksin Squash, the bootleg 3-Peter plush. There is a Linksin 2 counterpart, but this one is the bootleg one. Next up is Jalapeno by Linksin. Custom-made Spikeweed. Here is a custom-made Torchwood. The Sunny Love Tallnut plush. Custom-made Sea Shroom. Here is the Linksin Cactus. And here is the Jazwares Garden Warfare variant, or as we know on the channel as Paco. Although technically both versions of the plush are Paco, but most regular viewers will recognize this Paco as Paco, and OG fans will recognize this Paco as Paco. But Paco is Paco. Ya Paco? Linksin Blover. The very floppy neck. Pippi Girl Blover. I have two, but this one interestingly says Linksin on the tag for some reason. I don't know. Next by Linksin is Split Pea, the infamous bootleg Starfruit. Here is a Pumpkin plush by Build-A-Bear, who can grow, expand, explode. Here is Magnet Shroom. I'm not sure if he's Linksin or Pippi Girl or not. He has the same Linksin tag as the Blovers, but he has the Pippi Girl design, so Here is the Pippi Girl Cabbage Bolt. Unlike the other two plush that we've seen, this one actually has the Pippi Girl tag. Another favorite of mine, the Colonel Pulp plush by Linksin. Ah yes, the infamous Linksin Garlic Angel plush. Story time. A long time ago, I said that the garlic was going to be in Plants vs. Zombies 2, long before the garlic would actually make an appearance in Plants vs. Zombies 2. Why is this? It's not because it was part of a leak or anything. Nope, no Plants vs. Zombies 2 leaks around here about Garlic Angel, no. It's because I'm a time traveler, and I've come from the future to tell you all. Here from Heliworld is Umbrella Leaf. I bought them from a site known as Toyswill back in the day, but that site has sadly gone belly up. Another Pippi Girl plush, here is Marigold. with the Plants vs. Zombies tag. Here is the Linksin Melon Pult. I have two, but I'm not sure if this one's made by Linksin or Linksin 2. It doesn't have the tag, could be bootlegged. Doesn't look like it though. What do you think? Here is the World Max Gatling Pea. The Linksin Twin Sunflower. The bootlegged Gloom Shroom. Pippi Girl Cattail, also with the Pippi Girl tag. And the plastic nose. Linksin Cattail. Another Cattail plush, most likely bootlegged. The Linksin Wintermelon plush. A Linksin Gold Magnet. World Max Cob Cannon plush, which is actually a tissue box cover. Linksin Imitator. Finally, from the first game is Crazy Dave. A custom plush of Crazy Dave. Here he is, he looks very nice. Looks kind of like Homer Simpson without the pot on his head, but next are the plants from Plants vs. Zombies 2, starting off with Bonk Choi from Jazzwares, and his very floppy arms that are actually bendable. Here is Bloomerang by Linksin. Iceberg Lettuce, also by Linksin. Here is a Jazzwares Snapdragon, with articulation in the neck. I have two. Forgot to mention, but the Chomper also has articulation in the neck, or stem, or you know. Here is the Coconut Cannon by Linksin, a custom Snapdragon plush. A Chili Bean plush by Linksin. Also made by Linksin are the following plush. Citron, Laser Bean, Bamboo Shoot, Tactical Cuke, Fire Gourd, Heavenly Peach, and Lightning Reed, or as I call him in my videos, Lightning Roger. Because this version of Lightning Reed, a bootleg plush by the way, is way different than that of Roger over here. That's why I gave him the nickname, you know, Reed, Roger, just, you know, differences between the two. Here is a bootleg plush of Small Pepper from Plants vs. Zombies All-Stars. Also bootleg from Plants vs. Zombies All-Stars is Dogtail. Meow. Here is a bootleg plush of Spring Bean, and the root here, or the springy part, is bendable. Here is the Saucer Squash by Linksin 2. Fat Beet by Linksin 2. Also by Linksin 2 is Pitaya, or Dragon Fruit, or whatever you want to call them. Also by Linksin 2 is a potted MC Glory. Linksin 2 also made this Fire Pea Shooter. By Linksin 2 we have Electric Blueberry. A little custom made Ghost Pepper plush. A bootleg plush of Apple Mortar. From Linksin 2 it is a Snowy 3-peater, or Snow 3-peater. Not sure what it's based off, if it's based off anything. Who am I to judge? Like, also by Linksin 2 from Plants vs. Zombies Heroes is Bananasaurus Rex. Next on the list is Cold Snapdragon, a custom plush. Here is Bursa, aka Mucus Plant, by Linksin. Now, interestingly, this one is also from the Plants vs. Zombies 2 leaks. And here are the big three. All three of these plush are custom, and all of them are based off of a plant from Garden Warfare. First is the infamous Royal Hypno Flower. Here is Spooky Squash. And here is Mac the Giga Torchwood, complete with bendable arms. And so, here are all the plants in my Plants vs. Zombies plush collection. Of course, you can't have Plants vs. Zombies without some of these little guys. An army of zombies! Let's get to meet them, shall we? First up is the basic zombie, or the normal zombie, or Norm as we all know him on the show. This is a Linksin plush, and he is very nice. Very common, very classic, very retro. And here is a tiny version of this plush. On the channel they're known as the E's, and I have lots of them. I have 23 of them, with some of them in varying degrees of condition. Whoops! Here is a normal zombie by Jazzwares, who still after all these years makes sound. Ah yes. The hypnotized zombie, the frozen zombie, purple nurple, head zombie, whatever you want to call him, here he is. I've been told that he's actually a rare version of the hypnotized zombie by Linksin, but I mean, yay? And here is the tiny purple zombie keychain. You know him, you love him, here is the one and only Conehead, or Coney as we all know him on the channel. Here he is, also made by Linksin, and then here is his Linksin 2 keychain counterpart. Mini-me, of course. Here Here is Dr. Zomboss, which is actually just a modified Conehead zombie, as you can see here. All we did was tape on a unibrow, which I have not bothered to replace, and don't know why, I just kinda like it how it is. Added a Club Penguin lab coat and added some Build-A-Bear pants, and voila! We have a doctor. Grounded. From Sega Prize Europe, here is a disguised zombie, or a sunflower zombie, or whatever have you. Cool thing about these plush is that their heads can pop off, thanks to Velcro. Obviously this one has not had his head detached too much. Sprinter definitely has. As you can see, it's a lot easier for his head to pop off. So he can go, incoming! Like he does all the time. By Linkson 2, here is the pole vaulting zombie. Here is a Buckethead zombie by Sakami. Still has his tag and everything. Bootlegged Buckethead zombie. Buckethead is removable, as you can see here. Next by Linkson is Newspaper. Bootleg Newspaper. Complete with the sideburns, the weird thick frame glasses, the hard underwear, and the fabric feels very thick for some reason, I'm not sure why. Here is a bootleg Screen Door zombie, a plush I've been wanting for a while, and I'm very glad they made one. So nice, I bought him twice. Here is a football zombie, customized a normal zombie to look like the football zombie, using Build-A-Bear football attire and using a regular zombie. I remember buying this zombie actually from a store. We have a football zombie, complete with a leather helmet. Very nice, regardless. I like the quality of these plush. Even if they're bootleg, they still look really cool. No tags, no nothing, but it don't matter. He looks good. Also bootlegged, here is a football zombie with an even more easy to remove helmet, and a head that pops off thanks to magnets. Interestingly, the tag looks to be a Jazzwares tag, but when you look on the back, it's not. By Pippi Girl, we have Disco Zombie. Here is a red Disco Zombie, I call him Retro in the show. He has little glasses here, and according to my sources, this Disco Zombie was also supposed to have these types of glasses, but I guess some of them just don't have it. I know this one's never had the glasses. When I first got him, he never had them. Bootleg Dancing Zombie, based off of the late Michael Jackson. You can tell because he's only wearing one glove. Here's a Disco Zombie by Jazzwares, still with his tag. Here is another Dancing Zombie. This one is by Linkson, and he's holding a guitar. Here is the Linkson brand duct tube. And here are his 3 adorable little nephews. Well, not really, but these are the duct tube keychain plush. Next by Linkson is the infamous duckweed. Oh! I do have 2 of them. And this here is the giant duckweed. Here's a little comparison between the two. Forgot to show the mini duckweed keychain. Oh! Bootleg Snorkeler Zombie. And here is another giant zombie, customized to look like Snorkeler, also with Build-A-Bear attire. Now this one I know is bootlegged because the tags are inaccurate and the shirt's a little off. Speaking of that zombie, here he is, now known on the channel as Big Daddy Long Johns. Note the little wooden button here. Note the lack of tags, anywhere for that matter. And off go his pants. Oh my, okay. But yeah, I mean, this one is bootlegged, but he's still a really, really nice plush. You know, he's huge. Here's the Dolphin Rider Zombie by Linkson 2. Bootlegged Balloon Zombie. I have 2. Here is the Yeti from World Max, distributed by Treehouse Brand. And he is very fluffy. I bought him off of the Plants vs. Zombies store when that was a thing back in the day. And he's a good purchase. He's very soft, very fluffy, and apparently very rare, but, you know. Shh. By Linkson, here is Gargantuar, or as we know him on the show, Arnold. Originally, the imp in his bag would not come out, but I detached him, and he has no legs. In the same ballpark, here is a Gargantuar with an imp. The imp wasn't even attached, just pops right out. And the arms and the head are all attached via magnets. Well, actually only the one arm is attachable and detachable, complete with a little telephone pole. And it looks okay, I guess. It's just kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. Especially compared to the other Gargantuars, but, you know. Here is an ultra-large Gargantuar. As you can see here, he is a giant. In the show, he is known as Titan, and he's a big boy. And for good measure, here's a little size comparison. Here is an imp. I have 2. By Linkson 2, here is an imp, although I didn't really think he looked like an imp, so I called him Lobber. Throws explosive presents. By Pippi Girl, here are the Zombotany zombies. Both the pea shooter and the snow pea. Though he looks more like a repeater to me, but also not sure why they made a snow pea one, but here we are. And now, the zombie you've all been waiting for. The one, the only. Hi everybody, this is Ed! Yay! It's Ed! Or the hairy zombie, or the young zombie, or whatever you want to call him. Here he is. Butt crack. Made by Pippi Girl, although he's kind of a mystery in the community, like we don't really know what he is. Originally, we thought he was going to be based on the fake 2010 PVZ2 leaks, that being the tennis zombie, but apparently he came first, so don't know where he came from exactly. I mean, the pants are unique, but where the heck did Ed come from? At this point, original of the character. Do not steal. I'm taking Ed now. And when he grows up, he'll work security at the mall. Yay! Security at the mall! Here is Dr. Zomboss, specifically made for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, one thing to note about this plush is that in later releases, Zomboss's mouth was like wide open like this. I'm glad I got the release of Zomboss when I did, and I didn't have to settle with one of the ones with the open mouth. And if you did, I am so sorry, because I don't know, I'm a little biased. I like the one with the closed mouth a little more. It just looks more sophisticated, like Zomboss actually would be. Although the one with the open mouth isn't too far off either, because he's like, wah! Over a scheme failing or something like that, you know? Bootlegged Giga Football Zombie. His helmet is very loose on his body and is very easy to take off. Not sure why. And here is the weirdo of the group. This is a golf zombie from Daphne's Head Covers, of all places. It's supposed to be a cover for golf clubs. Although, to me, he looks more like a slug, but it's just me. Where's the joke?
Actually, man, there's 24 of us, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, now you forgot somebody.
Fools! How dare you leave me out of the collection?
Teeny weeny, you're not a plush.
I don't care. I deserve to be in the collection too. Me, for I'm the greatest zombie of all.
Sorry for that small inconvenience, folks, but let's move on to Plants vs. Zombies 2 zombies and see all the new guys, shall we? Most of these plush were made by Linkson 2, such as this mummy zombie here. I have 3 of them. Here is a bootleg mummy zombie. Now, compared to the other mummies, this one's got bandages all over his body. I really like the bandages, actually. I think they went above and beyond with this one, even though the bandages get kind of all tangled, but hey, isn't that the point of a mummy character, you know? Here is Ra Zombie. I remember buying him from the Plants vs. Zombies store as well. Made by WorldMax, but distributed by Treehouse brand. Ugh. Ah yes, the infamous Buckethead. Here he is in all his glory. The Buckethead mummy from Linkson. Oh yes! Here is a pirate zombie. Apparently this is supposed to be a bootleg zombie, but I'm actually not too sure about this one. I have 7. By Linkson, here is a pirate zombie. Here is another pirate zombie, this one also by WorldMax. Here is the second design for the pirate zombie by Linkson 2. And with him are 2 re-releases that don't have ears, and their scarves are also different. The eyes also appear different compared to the original, and they don't have tags, but hey, other than that, I think they look pretty good. By WorldMax Toys is the Swashbuckler Zombie, or as we know him on the channel as Captain Bubblebeard. Here is a Cabin Boy Gargantuar. He is very small, especially when compared to this bigger Gargantuar plushie. This one is a bootleg, but ooh boy, is it a nice looking plush. Complete with the imp, both of them have earrings, and all in all, it's just a very big plush, but a very nice plush, and I feel like this is the direction Linkson should have went. Here is the Linkson Cowboy Zombie. Here is the Linkson 2 Cowboy Zombie. And also by Linkson 2 is the Rodeo Zombie. Here is the WorldMax Cowboy. In my show, this is Slim. Also by Linkson 2 is the infamous Bull Rider Imp, better known in the show as Jebediah. He's a little stinker, and I love him. The following plush were all made by Linkson 2. The Gong Zombie, the Exploding Zombie, or Boomer, the Kung Fu World Conehead Zombie, Hammer Zombie, the Qigong Zombie, the God of Wealth, the Talisman Zombie, based off of Plants vs. Zombies Great Wall Edition, the Genie Zombie, better known as the zombie that moves his head. Here is Red Boy Imp, the Witch Zombie, originally from the Plants vs. Zombies 2 leaks, and here is the keychain variant. From Linkson 2 is the Relic Hunter Zombie. The Jester Zombie, one of my personal favorites, the Archmage Zombie, the Cavalry Zombie, also referred to as the Knight, but Cavalry is the proper term. And last for Dark Ages for Links in 2 is the Bandit Zombie. Also, here is the Dark Ages Gargantuar, a fantastic looking plush. He even comes with his little Hexecution Hammer, and he even came with the little Monk Imp on his back. He's just also a really good plush. Here is a Wizard Zombie plush. I mean, he's a bootleg, but he's a really darn good looking bootleg. I mean, wow, he looks fantastic. Here is the Birthdays Jester Zombie by WorldMax Toys. As you can see, he still has his tags here. He has a cake celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Plants vs. Zombies 2. And he's got a cute little hat that is not removable. Returning back to Links in 2, we have the Pompadour Zombie, the Beach Flag Zombie, the Bikini Zombie, and the Surfer Zombie. Interestingly, he and the Pompadour Zombie have the same material for their chests, while Bikini and Beach Flag use a different material for their chests. Here is the Neon Zombie. I have 2. Here is the Breakdancer Zombie. Here is the Punk Zombie, the Bass Zombie, and the Keychain variant. And here is Punk Zomboss, complete with the mohawk and the leather outfit. Rather nice looking plush all in all, except for the microphone being stuck to his chin. Also by Links in 2 is the Egg Pusher Imp, and the Eggshell Imp. Bootlegged Frankenstein Gargantuar, or during the Halloween event. It's a big old plush, maybe Zombie Stein, you got a little Bride of Frankenstein as the Imp. Again, I love the designs of these big Gargantuar bootlegs, they look fantastic. I mean, compared to what we got with Links in, I'd say these plush look amazing. Speaking of bootlegs, here is a Scientist Zombie bootleg. Here is a custom Jazzware Zombie meant to look like the Soldier class from Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. The outfit was made by a fan, and if you're watching, you know who you are. Thank you. Here is a plush of Captain Deadbeard, most likely bootlegged, same tag as the Football Zombie. Might be based off Jazzwares' prototype, but it looks really good. Here is the Jazzwares Super Brains! Yaha! Another fan favorite of mine. And like Dr. Zomboss, also had the issue with the giant mouth. I'm glad I got Super Brains when I did, because he looks perfect. Here's an oddball plush from Links in 2, that being the Ice Skater Zombie. Apparently, he originates from DeviantArt of all places. Go figure. And here is the infamous Football Zombie plush from Plants vs. Zombies Online, or Plants Gone Wild, or even Plants Fury. Eventually, the zombie would move to the game Iceman, which I've talked about one time in a Pea Shooter and Paco episode. His design is also based off the Brazilian football player Ronaldinho. Go figure. From point A to point B to point C to point F, you get an F. For football. And lastly, here is Baron Von Bats. Custom plush. The old one had a wig that I did not really like all that much. It was getting old and dusty, and so I retired the old zombie, and that zombie is now Big Daddy Long Johns. The staff is removable, the hat is removable, and overall, just a fantastic plush across the board. So, this is my Plants vs. Zombies plush collection. And before we continue, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the Plants vs. Zombies plush wiki, which I put a link to in the description. Seriously guys, without them I wouldn't have been able to get all the information for all these plants. Well, aside from the customs of course, but you know. One question I often get on these videos is, can I have the plush? The short answer is no, but the long answer is you can find them off of eBay, Mercari, and Etsy for the customs. Another question I get is, who's your favorite zombie? That honor would go to either Coney, Super Brains, Newspaper, Dr. Zomboss, Head Zombie. Really, any zombie that isn't Big Daddy Long Johns or Sam Sneak is pretty good in my book, especially zombies like Ed and Duckweed. Another question you have is, what is your favorite Plants vs. Zombies game? And that's honestly a tough one. I started off with the DS version of Plants vs. Zombies way back in the day, but I'm gonna go with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. That one's easily my favorite, just because it expands on the original Garden Warfare, and it's just a fantastic game if I'm being honest. And yeah, I know we haven't seen much development in terms of Plants vs. Zombies 3, but I'm looking optimistic. I'm sure we're gonna see some good progress towards that game in the future. And I guess I've run out of stuff to say, so until next time, happy 14th anniversary Plants vs. Zombies, and sorry it's a little late, but this is Luigi Fan signing out. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for future content, and leave a comment telling me your favorite plant or your favorite zombie. And as always, have yourselves a fantastic day.